Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're currently in France. We're just starting our second European tour. We're only a couple of days into it. Now, leading up to this trip, there was quite a few things that we needed to sort out with the van to get it ready for this trip in the first place. There was things like the MOT, we wanted to give the van a full service, and I wanted to do the wheels and tyres. Now, during that whole process, we had quite a few disasters. So in this video, we're going to run through all the problems that we had leading up to us coming away. First of all, let's take the van for its service. Good morning guys, so we're here at Mercedes Benz in Colchester. I'm just putting the van in for service. If you didn't know, we're due to head back out on our European tour. We've got the ferry booked already for the 5th of November. So we wanted to take this opportunity to give the van a good going over. So it's in for a full service. It should be just a routine service. It's booked in for the day. We're having everything done, oil and filters. A few little bits and pieces that we know about, we're having those done as well. And then next week, we've got it booked in to have the wheels and tyres done. I'm having all weather tyres fitted because we're going out into Europe in winter time, and there's a few countries where it's a legal retirement for you to have winter tyres. So I'm having Michelin Agilis all weather tyres fitted, and then it won't hinder us going through whatever countries we want to visit. Now, as well as the service, we were going to get the glow plugs changed because we've been having some starting issues, and we put one of those plug-in diagnostics onto the van and it told us that there was a fault with glow plugs 2 and 4. So as a precaution, I decided to swap them all out. Now, on the afternoon of Friday, when the van was supposed to be ready for us to collect, we had a call from the garage to say that the engineer who was doing the work had broke one of the glow plugs off in the engine block, and that they were going to have to keep the van and get a specialist to remove them. Now obviously I told them that we live in the van and that was our home, and the guy on the other end of the phone, I don't think he knew what to say. But ultimately, you know, fortunately we've got friends and family, and we were able to stay at my mum's for the weekend. So I told them to keep hold of the van until next week, and then to let me know on Monday of how they're progressing with the glow plug change. So it got to Monday and I hadn't heard anything, so I rang the garage to find out how they were getting on. The guy at the garage said that they'd had an incident with our van. Of course, I said, what do you mean incident? He said, well, while it was parked outside the specialist company that are doing the plug removal, a transport lorry has come round the corner in the yard and the trailer has taken a big side swipe down the side of the van. Well, you can imagine the language on the phone. I just couldn't believe it. So we jumped in the car and head straight up there to have a look and see what the damage was. So I remember at the time when we received that call about the van, we were both absolutely distraught. You know, it's not just a vehicle, it's our house, and we've invested a lot of money on the inside to build it out so that we can live in it full time. So it's like somebody driving a lorry into your home, you know, not into another vehicle. So you can imagine how much stress that was causing us, not knowing how much damage it was. As well as the damage on the outside, it was whether it had damaged anything on the inside and whether I'd have to rebuild any of the kitchen, you know, because that's the side that it was damaged. So, you know, it really threw us into all sorts of panic mode at that stage. We didn't know what we was getting into and whether we'd even be able to recover it. So once we'd had a chance to get up to the garage and have a look at the van, the damage wasn't as bad as we initially thought. Yes, it was a pretty deep gouge down the side and it would need repairs, but they didn't look as though there was any internal damage. They'd need to be really careful when they did the repairs, because obviously everything inside the van, all the timber lining and the kitchen and everything is all flammable, so they're not allowed to do any hot works. It wasn't the fault of the garage that were doing the repairs on the van, it was definitely the transport company's fault. He should have stopped and asked them to move the van instead of taking a chance coming around the corner like he did. But fortunately he did stop and actually give you details to the garage. So the next morning, the first thing I did was rang the transport company, spoke to them about it. They'd admitted full liability. They said they wanted to go through their insurance company. I obviously expressed the time crunch that we were under to get all these repairs done. We still only had a couple of weeks to get the ferry, and now I'm looking at, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take to do all this bodywork. But they were really good. you know, their insurance company was Aviva. They gave me all the contact details, and within about 10 minutes I had a phone call back from Aviva, and they said that they would agree to pay for all the damages. I could get the repairs done at a garage of my choice. So I got a couple of quotations from a couple of local body shops. I emailed them back to the guy at Aviva, and literally within a couple of minutes he'd emailed a confirmation back that I could go ahead. And as it happened, the body shop where we got the repairs done, which I'll show you in a minute, they were Aviva approved. They were already on Aviva's system and on their books. All I had to do was give the guy the claims number. He could then email the quote straight over to Aviva. It was all agreed. I got copied into the email and literally dropping the van down to them the next morning. So as far as that goes, that whole process was really good and really simple. So that helped to take a little bit of the pressure and the stress away from that whole situation. So of course the next thing we did, run it down to the body shop. So the start up procedure from cold, because since we've had it back it hasn't been starting very well. So key in the ignition on, glow plug light is out, starting. It's not as good as it was before, and the glow plug light is still on. It's sorting out. So here we are at the body shop. This is what the nice lorry driver has left us with, this huge great big gouge down the side. I had to leave it a few days before we filmed this because there would have been so much swearing I wouldn't have been able to upload it to YouTube, but these guys are confident that they can get this out. Now we've got to be a little bit careful because obviously we've got the kitchen and everything behind here. There's electric cables behind here, we've got LPG. We can't take the kitchen out of the van because that's just ridiculous amount of work. So they can't do any hot works on this, so they're going to have to be really careful with this repair. No welding, no grinding or anything like that. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky one for them. But they tell me that they're used to working on motorhomes and caravans. So we'll see what they do with it at the end of the week. So there you can see the Sprinter at the back there in the workshop. This is where we've had the repairs done. MJ Johnson's there at Silver End, just outside Whittam, and the guys here have done an absolutely fantastic job. They managed to do the pulling out of the work without using any hot works, and I'll show you in a second the repairs that they've done. It's absolutely seamless. You wouldn't notice at all that it had any damage. You know, they've done a fantastic repair, so I'm really pleased. So there we go guys, there's the repairs. Absolutely seamless, you know, perfect down there. Done a really cracking job. They've actually gone over this whole rear quarter, so it now looks absolutely amazing. You know, it's done a really good job of it. Actually put some new trim on as well because it had caught that bottom trim, so really pleased with how that's turned out in the end. They did it with a bonded system. They bonded this puller onto the side of the van, no heat involved, was able to pull that crease out and then obviously repaint the surface, and you wouldn't even know it had happened. Really good job guys. So this morning we're on our way up to the MOT station to get the van MOT'd. We've had to change the order of things around because of those crash repairs that we've had done. We wanted to get them done first, of course, make sure that everything was okay. So we cancelled the wheels and tyres last week, and they're actually now booked in for Monday. It's Saturday today, so we're going to go and get the van MOT'd. The MOT on the van's not actually due till the end of the year. It's not due till December, and here we are sort of end of October. But we don't want to go out to Europe and then have to come back to the UK just to get the van MOT'd. We might be a couple of thousand miles away. So we're going to do it now. I know we forfeit a couple of months on the old MOT, but that's the way it is. We'll get it MOT'd now, and then that gives us a whole another year of exploring without having to worry about it. So we've just been to the test centre. Good news is she's passed. Just one little advisory on the near side front tyre, the tread was a little bit low, just on the edge. But as it happens, I mean, it's going in Monday to have all new wheels and tyres anyway. Well, I have the wheels refurbished and brand new Michelin Cross Climate tyres, so I'm not bothered about that. So yeah, she's good for another year in Europe. So all we got to do now is get the tyres sorted out, and then we're good to go. So the last part of the process is just to get these wheels refurbished. I'm here at Wheelworks in Colchester. So these rusty bits on the old rims here, I'm going to have these sandblasted and repowder coated, and then I'm going to have some Michelin all-weather tyres fitted, so that when we're back in Europe we can go anywhere we want to. And here are the new wheels and tyres, well, the refurbished wheels. As you can see, they look really shiny. That powder coat looks really awesome. I'm really pleased with the black as well. That does give them a bit of a meaner look. I also purchased some new hubcaps off of eBay. I'll get a set of 4 for under 30 quid, which is an absolute bargain. So with the new hubcaps, painted wheels and the new tyres, I think it looks really cool. These tyres are brilliant. These are an all-weather Cross Climate Michelin Agilis Cross Climate, and they've got that little snowflake symbol on there, so that means that we can go into all these countries in winter that require you to have winter tyres, so we can go anywhere in these. They're A rated for noise, so they're super quiet on the road even though they're quite chunky on the tread pattern, and they're C rated for fuel efficiency as well, so they'll be really economical. And running these around from the Yokohamas that we had on originally, these are so much quieter, and they reckon you'll get about 68,000 miles on these as well, which is massive for tyres, so these should prove to be really good. I'll put all the links in the description of any of the bits and pieces that you've seen in this video. I mean, if you want to get some new hubcaps or you want to purchase these tyres, I'll put the links of where I got them. Now the problems don't end there, because after we've had the wheels and tyres done, we went to pick up the van and had a look at it, and it looked like they'd been playing bumper cars with it, to be honest. There was 2 paint chips on the rear doors where they probably reversed it into a skip or something, and there was also a big scratch on the front bumper where they'd nudged it into a wall when they were manoeuvring it around their yard. So it's just one of these things, it really infuriates me when you drop your vehicle off to these garages. You think they're going to look after it, but whether I've just been unlucky, but it just don't seem to care, you know. So we had a big argument with the guy at the wheels place and the tyres place about the damage to the vehicle. He swore blind that it was already there. I know for a fact it wasn't, because I wash the thing nearly every other day, so I know exactly where all the scratches and dings are. Yeah, it's not a brand new van and it's not perfect, but it's our home and it really should be treated with a little bit more care. So in the end we came to an agreement on the price for the wheels and tyres, and he knocked some money off. But at the end of the day, I've still got a couple of dings in the rear doors that I didn't have before, so I really wasn't happy about that either. Right, so the van's been parked up on the campsite here since Friday. It's now Monday morning. It was a clear night last night, so it was a bit cold. Let's just see how she starts. Ignition on, glow plug light on, light out. This has definitely got to go back. That's worse than when we took it in for the service. So there we go, all the bits and pieces were done on the van. I think you can see those few little incidents that we had really did test our patience. The service has been done, the glow plugs were changed, and we're still getting a few starting issues. In fact, it's worse now than when we took it in for the service. So despite a couple of emails and phone calls to the garage, we ran out of time, and I just couldn't get it back into the garage for them to have another look at it before we were due to come away. So we've still got this little bit hanging over our head with this starting issue. I hope it doesn't present a problem while we're here, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I mean, if any of you guys out there have got any advice on what it could possibly be, you know, the plugs have been changed and now it's worse. I can't understand that. It's obviously had fuel filters and it's had oil change, etc., and oil filters and so forth. So Somebody did suggest that it might be the fuel draining back. I don't know. If you've got any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think I could possibly have a look at. So as you can see, we did make it away. We are in France. We're enjoying the trip. And if you want to see where we go and where we end up, please make sure that you're subscribed so you get a notification when we upload our next video. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Cheers.